So what is it that you want?
I want to get two women together and see what's all.
I have to seduce you, and you have to seduce me.
Oh, yeah, baby! This is Talk Soup, the show that's made with a dash of dysfunction, a clove of Keene, and fresh Jerry Springer water. I'm John Henson. Talk to my brother Bubba today. He has a 5-year-old son named Jack. Listen to this, man. Jack, last night, very afraid, had a little panic attack in the middle of the night, called Bubba in at like 4 o'clock in the morning. He goes, Dad, get a flashlight, get a flashlight. My brother runs and gets a flashlight and comes back, and every 2 seconds, Jack's going, right there, and he's putting the flashlight on like some spot on the floor. He's going, I can hear something breathing, there's something in here, we gotta go, we gotta move from this house. He starts saying, we gotta move. My brother's really exhausted. He can't really, like, bring himself to stay awake. Finally, Jack shakes him awake, and this is what he said to him. He goes, Dad, listen to me. I can outrun a fox, I can outrun a cow, I can outrun a horse. I can whistle with a blade of grass, I can whistle with an acorn. And I swear to you that we have to move from this house. I'm 1% on this. Is that genius? My brother's immediately like, I'll be right back. Just went and got a piece of paper and a pen, took the flashlight, wrote it down verbatim. That's unbelievable. You can't write that kind of dialogue, man. Best thing about it is he gives his little resume up front. Like, I am a man of my word. I can outrun a fox, I can outrun a horse, I can outrun a cow, I can whistle with a blade of grass.
Wow.
Kid knows what he's talking about. By the way, little sinus update. Going in today to the ear, nose, and throat guy. Going to drain a fluid from my head. Cool. Don't be surprised if you don't see me later on this week. After the fluid draining, I may be a little under the weather.
Ouch.
Coming up on today's show, meet a man with 4 wives. A frat boy pees all over his girlfriend's term papers. Plus, Jamie Foxx has trouble controlling his natural urges.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, all right. We'll get him some saltpeter later on the show. First up, Chris is in the middle of a nasty tug of war. Pulling on one end of the rope is his wife, Valerie. On the other end is his mother, Elsie. Valerie thinks Elsie meddles too much. Elsie thinks Valerie is a fat cow. Chris just wants a little peace in the house. Jerry Springer? Well, he'd like to hear what happened last Thanksgiving. Val, tell that story again, would you please?
On Thanksgiving Day, okay, we went over to his mom for the first time in 10 years. Okay?
And you took the turkey?
They were in the kitchen. Listen, I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I started cooking, okay? I made everything, Jerry. I made the turkey, the ham, everything, okay?
Oh,
they're in the kitchen.
Get
calling
real.
me a fat cow, calling me
the ham, and we...
I was listening to the you know
Valerie.
what I did? I said, well, I'm taking my turkey and my kids, and I went home. That's not what did it, okay? When they were calling me the names, I went in the other room to just chill out, and so I wouldn't go
understand.
and ruin Thanksgiving.
Okay.
My husband and his mother and his sister walked in the
because
room,
you got a little
threw
bit
a
of whipped
pie
cream
in my
on-
face.
No, it was whipped cream. That was just plain.
I'm sorry our cameras weren't
Everybody
there.
was-
Luckily, Jerry's cameras were rolling when Chris's sister Carol came out. You hear the audience chanting his name. Jerry is like Nero at the Colosseum in ancient Rome. Springer fiddles while America burns. Wednesday on Jerry, I have a bizarre sex life.
You do?
Well, not me, but a panelist who likes to wear diapers and act like a baby. If I'm not mistaken, he also enjoys getting burnt. Oh, kinky. It took him 14 tries, but Ben Roll finally passed the bar exam. Now, at age 75, he's the oldest person to ever become a lawyer. Recently, Grandpa Roll had his first case. With more on this stirring courtroom drama, here's Ben on The Tonight Show.
For example, if I came to you and I'd look at you, a mature gentleman, I'd say, well, this guy's probably been a lawyer 50 years. This is the guy. And then you go, no, I've been a lawyer about a week and a half. Have you handled any cases so far?
So, well, the first one I handled was for my granddaughter, who happens to be in the audience tonight. She had a traffic violation.
Oh.
And she said, Grandpa, I want you to take my case and win it. And I said, well, Jackie, let's take a look at it. So we went over and appeared before the judge, and I said, like all good attorneys do, I need a 30-day postponement to look this thing over.
Continuance.
Continuance. So we got a 30-day continuance. We went back, and meantime, I talked to Jackie, and I said, Jackie, I think I'm going to have difficulty convincing the judge that your airbag deployed before you hit that vehicle in front of you. So I suggest that you plead guilty, go to traffic school, and you won't have anything on your record. So I settled my first case.
Well, there you go.
It took Ben Roll 14 attempts to pass the bar exam. He began taking it in 1990 when Bush was still president, Monica Lewinsky was celebrating her sweet 16th, and I was a cheesy comedian making about $8 grand a year. So not a lot has changed, actually.
You're older.
I'm older now. Wednesday on The Tonight Show, Jay welcomes Julie Scardina and the SeaWorld animals. No killer whales, though. Couldn't fit the water tank in the green room. Yeah, it's a problem. Winky. Private part. The mysterious Mr. Skippy. There are any number of euphemisms for the male sex organ, but apparently Rebecca Romaine likes to create her own. In this Conan highlight, she'll tell Conan how John Stamos proposed to her and introduce her pet name for his noodle.
Now, what was the deal? How did he pop the question?
Well, it was it was during a rather intimate moment, shall we say.
Seriously?
Yeah, it was sort of a private moment.
Will you tell us anything about it?
Well,
I mean, did you just...
it was just that it was very intimate and romantic, and then he got down on one knee, just
That could be
all
painful.
His, oh, you're giving me a big compliment there. just got down on one knee, just him and his bird right there. You know, how can you say no to that?
What do you mean? So who's the bird? What's going on? What's the bird? Seriously,
His partner, you know.
What?
You know what I'm talking about.
You sicken me. I never heard that referred to either.
Bird.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you learn something new.
I swear to God.
John Stamos refers to Rebecca as a cash cow, since she's the only one working. As you recall, Stamos starred in a show called Full House. He now spends his time fooling around with his Sony PlayStation and getting naked with Rebecca Romaine.
He's lucky.
Pretty good life when you think about it. Damn, that's Stamos. Sorry. Wednesday on Late Night, Conan enjoys the rap stylings of Salt and Peppa. We've got a new album out called Brand New.
Salt and pepper?
No, Tom, it's Peppa.
Oh.
Say it with me.
Peppa? So
Very good.
1 P, Peppa.
No, there's 2 P's. Coming up later on Talk Soup, we'll meet a man with 4 wives. Oddly enough, he's not a Mormon. Find out what he is later. Plus, Jamie Foxx visits a lesbian strip bar. But first, how to spice up your love life. Lickety-split.
The #1 seduction in the book for a woman to do for a man. Oh, my God. This is, like, unbelievable. Okay. You read it. It's #5. It's called The Velvet Tongue.
Is intended.
Welcome back to our Mad Lib edition of Talk Soup, the show that A, is weirder than Weird Al Yankovic, B, is best viewed from a psychiatrist's couch, or C, sucks. I'm John Henson. Last week, the gals on The View concluded their week of great sex with a real bang. Their guest was Laura Korn, author of the new book, 101 Nights of Great Sex. It contains some recipes to spice up your sex life. The sexpert guarantees results are her name isn't Korn. Laura Korn.
There are 101 sealed envelopes, 50 for his eyes only and 50 for her eyes only, and 1 for the very end. So once a week, you climb into bed, right? He rips out a sealed envelope. With her? Just rips it right out of the book.
But he does it with her.
Yes, that's half the fun. And then she rips out a sealed envelope right out of the book, and you can't look at each other's pages. And then sometime in the next 7 days, I have to seduce you, and you have to seduce me.
It's wonderful things that you can do to...
So there's an incredible anticipation involved. And I've got to give homework assignments to everyone, because the #1 seduction in the book for a woman to do for a man. Oh, my God. This is, like, unbelievable.
Okay.
You read it. It's #5. It's called The Velvet Tongue. Now, Meredith, you read The Velvet Tongue.
Yes.
And inside this envelope,
Yes.
is a technique that we can't talk about it.
But it requires tea
Uh-huh,
and honey.
uh-huh. And...
I know what it is.
But you know what? If it doesn't make a man scream, my name's not Corn.
And your name is Corn, all right. Laura Corn. Corn. Wednesday on The View, Babs and the gals continue their Not Tonight I Have a Headache week. They'll be talking about ways to get your horny man to cool his jets. And then they'll all welcome a celebrity guest. TV fans know Jamie Foxx from his WB sitcom, The Jamie Foxx Show. Movie fans know him from such cinematic masterworks as The Great White Hype and Booty Call. Lesbians know Jamie from his frequent trips to the LA strip club Peanuts. Up next, Fox tells Keenan about doing research for a new film about nudie bars.
Anybody ever been to Peanuts? Oh, you went to Peanuts? Went to Peanuts. Now, Peanuts is, for those of you who don't know, that's where the women dance for the women and all, you know, some California stuff. But I had to go. Yeah, Tina, no, I had to go. So I'm sitting there looking at, you know, the little women dance for each other. And so I said, well, I need to research this more. So I had to take them on back to the crib, just for research purposes. But it's overrated. It's overrated. A lot of guys say, I only get two women and all. I only get two women together to see what it's all about, you know.
It's overrated?
But it's overrated because they get to enjoying themselves and you just naked. It's like, dude, I'm just naked. You know what it feels like? You ever seen Double Dutch? It feels like you're trying to jump into Double Dutch. All right, come on.
This just in, Peanuts is now sponsoring a Double Dutch night. Lesbians are encouraged to skip rope in front of naked, horny men. I understand they also have a nice buffet. Wednesday, Keenan welcomes thespian Lyndon Ashby. The Mortal Kombat star currently kicks ass on Melrose Place.
Yeah?
Yeah. Who is the father of Heather's baby? Is it John or Anthony? She was with both guys when she got pregnant, but married John because she thought he was the father. She then cheated on him, and they separated. Now she's not sure. To settle matters, she picked up the phone and got Montel Williams on the line. Quicker than you could say bingo bango, she was in New York confronting the two men on national TV.
So what is it that you want?
Someone to be a father to my son.
Okay, so if he needs a father, you just looked at him with the anger that you have. If it's John who's a father, I don't understand how you think you're going to have a relationship with the man who's a father of the baby. What about you? If your name's on the birth certificate, but what if you are the father of Joseph? What are you going to do?
I have a job right now. I can do things for him. I can't give him everything, but I can try.
Because now if it ends up that he's really the father, then he's bonded with you.
I still want to be part of his life, even if I am not
You
the
don't
father.
even call. What
Heather,
about Christmas?
Heather, you don't. What has happened though? Every time that something happens,
you can still call to talk to your son. See your son, wish him a Merry Christmas or something.
it has nothing to do with that. You are screwing up. You're not even trying. Why should? It's hard for me. You think that it's easy?
I know it's not easy.
You think that it is so simple for someone that loves someone so much. Try to help that person and bring Joseph in
I
as well and help.
understand what you did, and I messed up.
Well, now that this is out in the air, then if he isn't, I still want to be part of his life.
Well, then call. Do something.
Later, a DNA test proved that Anthony is the true father of the baby. After hearing the news, John appeared crushed. The child is currently being raised by Heather's mom. Wednesday, Montel meets people who are rejected because of the way they look. Guests include a young girl who is teased because her ears stick out and she has freckles. Still to come on Talk Soup, a polygamist reveals how he keeps his 4 wives from getting jealous. And straight ahead, the downside to dating a drunken frat boy. One Loveline caller says her boyfriend pees all over her term papers. Hear her story next.
She said her
Do it. How would I describe Talk Soup? Absurd? You bet. Nutty fun? Of course. Quality programming that will enrich your life? No. 20-year-old Stephanie is a Loveline caller with a unique problem. She says her boyfriend has trouble with his aim, especially when he's urinating in the dark after a night of binge drinking. Offering their advice will be Dr. Drew, Adam Carolla, and the Wilson sisters. All right. What can we do for you?
I've been dating my boyfriend for about 8 months, and sometimes after he's been drinking, we go to sleep, and then he wakes up and goes to the bathroom in my room. And the first time, like, that I caught him doing this, like, I stopped him before it got anywhere. And then the second time, he peed on some of my, like, school papers and calendar. And then the third time, he did it right near my laundry basket. And when he does it, he doesn't acknowledge that he's doing this. And, like, he doesn't remember it in the morning, and I clean it all up, and he doesn't help me, and he just goes back to sleep.
No, well, he's just claiming his territory. Sometimes it'll happen, and when the next boyfriend comes in, he'll sniff around the hamper, and then he'll have to do a little bit there, too, to make sure there's a new man in town.
Dr. Drew advised Stephanie not to tolerate the behavior. We suggest she smack him with a rolled-up newspaper, rub his nose in it, and leave him outside for an hour. He'll get the message. And if he doesn't, you got to put him down. You hear me? Put him down. Wednesday on Loveline. Tune in as Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla field more calls about bizarre sexual problems. They talk about something else, but let's face it, folks, sex sells. People love to do it. Yeah. On the old game show, What's My Line, celebrities were asked to guess the occupation of the mystery guest. The celebrity panel included people like Orson Bean, Bennett Cerf, and Arlene Francis. In this later parody of the popular show, Arlene Francis is back, but the other celebs are Kato Kaelin and Morton Downey Jr. The mystery guest, fill-in host Michael Rappaport. Enjoy, nostalgia fans.
Okay, back to you, Kato.
Aren't you the doorman at the strip club by the airport? Yeah.
No. Where are you from, man?
Milwaukee.
No, I'm not. No, you're wrong. What are you, Arlene Francis?
Are you a beekeeper?
No, Miss Francis, I'm not a beekeeper. No, I'm not. No, I'm sorry, Arlene. Morton.
You're a communist.
Excuse me?
You're a stinking communist.
What?
Oh, I know what you are,
Is this a joke? Okay, you know what? You people are all off here, okay? Let's You're way off, just man. put a stop to this. Michael, can we please tell him what it is that you do?
I'm an actor.
No way.
No way.
Oh, no.
Oh, well,
No way.
Yeah.
You're not an actor. You got a Jewish name.
Yeah, you're Jewish. I'm an actor. All right, you ever seen a film called Zebrahead?
You're a communist.
Mighty Aphrodite, Copland. I got a movie that's selling out in New York City. Hilltown. No, it isn't. What are you talking about?
Or the doorman at the strip club. It's me, Kato, remember?
I don't know you.
You know something? I saw you last week in Havana with Fidel Castro.
You know what? I don't need
the postmaster.
Get a life.
Michael Rappaport kept right on walking, just like Jack Parr. He never came back. Wednesday on Later, Michael Rappaport won't be the host, obviously. After storming out of the studio, the producers contacted Frasier star Perry Gilpin to fill in. Coming up after the break, Polygamy 101. Learn how to keep your harem of wives from getting jealous. All right.
You don't want to, your actions to create those jealous feelings in your other sister wife. I mean...
Dream. Top your Pillsbury pizza crust with thick Ragu pizza quick sauce.
We're the full Monty. If it's happening in entertainment, it's happening on E.
Not bad. Good. That was brilliant.
Hey, we're back. Yeah, like you care. Bart is married to 4 women, but isn't a Mormon. Nay, Bart belongs to his own religion, the religion of Bart. In his view, it's God's will for a man to be fruitful and multiply with as many women as possible, especially if his name is Bart. In this Lisa highlight, we'll meet some of those fruitful ladies, including Bart's main squeeze, Pam.
In a relationship, especially 14 years with the two of you, there are things that you and your wife do together. The way you kiss her neck, the way you hold her hand, the way you put your arm around her, whatever. That's the way you treat your special one. Did the wives compare notes on, oh, did Bart do that with you too? Because I thought that's what he did with me. Do you know what I mean? And did you then have some kind of anxiety about, you know, living up to some expectations with these other wives?
Oh, absolutely. We've modified our behavior to a point that it doesn't hurt another one of the wives by our behavior.
So you won't like hold hands in front of the others, or won't kiss one when the other's watching, or what do you mean?
That was the case for a while.
You don't want to, your actions to create those jealous feelings in your other sister wife. I mean, that's what we call each other, our sister wives.
If you're interested in becoming one of Bart's sister wives, contact him through the Polygamy website at www.hornywhiteguy.com. You'll be glad you did. Wednesday, Lisa goes behind the scenes of the upcoming TV special Stars on Ice. She'll learn all about triple axles and all that fancy skate talk. Bunch of crap, that's what it is. It's all crap. Why am I mad at skating all of a sudden? Tomorrow on Talk Soup, 2 men, 1 woman, and a whole heap of trouble. Oh, that didn't look good. Well, that about wraps up this edition of Talk Soup. I'd like to wish Joe Pesci a happy birthday today. It's his birthday. Yeah, we love him. And, of course, I'll keep you posted on the pressing situation with my sinuses. Let's hope I don't have too much fluid drain from my skull. Happy birthday, Joe. Good old Joe Pesci.
Whoa, wait a second. Old how? Huh? Old like I'm a burden? Like I burden you, huh? What the f is so old about me, huh? What's the matter, sweetheart? You want a little sympathy? Is that it? Why don't you do us a little soft shoe there, you cheesy little cable host? You can't even do lips on a still photo. You guys suck. I swear on my mother, you're dead. You hear me? Dead. And thanks for the birthday card.